Welcome back to Book Break. I'm here to shine a light on an amazing author that you really need to know about, Jamaica Kincaid. Jamaica Kincaid is an Antiguan author. She is also a professor of African and African American studies at Harvard, so she's an impressive woman. Her writing draws from her own life in many ways and has been really praised for the depth of emotion that she conveys, particularly anger. Her female protagonists especially are allowed to show so much anger and even hatred that's really important to see explored in literature. Themes that you'll find throughout her writing: colonialism, gender and sexuality, mother-daughter relationships, racism, class, and power. I've got an amazing quote I'm going to read to you from Jackie Kay. The most exhilarating thing about Kincaid is that you can reach out to try and contextualize her, to place her in a category or in a moment of time, and she will not have it. She transcends time and category. So she's an extremely beloved and influential author. Let's have a look at her back catalogue. Jamaica Kincaid is the author of 5 novels, perhaps most famously Annie John. This is a coming-of-age story about a young girl growing up on Antigua, and it's about the loss of childhood and all of the tragedies and comedies that come with that. It follows young Annie outgrowing the innocence of childhood and the way that she just used to find everything about her island life completely wonderful. As she grows older, she starts to question some of the things she's being taught. She starts to challenge authority. And most difficult of all for Annie, she starts to challenge her mother, this woman who used to be a source of just unconditional love and adoration and safety. Throughout the book, you get these amazing descriptions of Antigua, and the book has such an amazing sense of place, but at the same time, the themes in here are completely universal, and almost every reader will see themselves in Annie, or perhaps in Annie's mother. Her second novel, Lucy, contains a really great example of one of Jamaica Kincaid's female characters who is filled with this burning anger, the completely justifiable rage of a young woman from a colonized country who equally loves and hates where she's from. And as Lucy leaves home to work for a family in America, she equally loves and hates the place that she has come to. In America, Lucy ends up working as an au pair for this wealthy white couple, and she does become close to her employer, Mariah, but finds herself increasingly frustrated at Mariah's inability to see her own privilege. The autobiography of my mother is a fictional autobiography. The narrator is a woman in her 70s looking back on her life and on the profound impact that her mother had on her life, despite having died giving birth to her. Jamaica Kincaid's 4th novel is called Mr. Potter, and we will have a matching edition of that one coming out next year so that you can keep building your collection. This story follows the whole life of a man called Mr. Potter, though the story is not told in chronological order, and it's narrated by one of his many daughters, Elaine Potter. And as Jamaica Kincaid's real name is Elaine Potter Richardson, that is a clue that this might be her most autobiographical work. And then her 5th and currently latest novel, See Now Then. Again, we will have a matching edition coming out next year. This book is about the breakdown of a marriage and of a family, and also about the effect on each of the characters of the passing of time. So those are Kincaid's novels, but now let's go back before any of those were published. Her first published work was actually this, At the Bottom of the River. This is a collection of interconnected prose poems, all told from the perspective of an Afro-Caribbean young girl. The first and most famous one is called Girl, and it was these works that first announced Jamaica Kincaid as this incredible talent that she is. But that's not all. Jamaica Kincaid has also written a lot of non-fiction, most notably Among Flowers, a travel memoir about Jamaica Kincaid's 3-week trip through Nepal. And even from Kincaid's novels, you can see how important nature and plants are to her. So this book is, as predicted, completely stunning. It really brings the Himalayan landscape to life, and it is critically acclaimed. And then some more non-fiction that, again, we will be publishing next year in matching editions, so just look how amazing your shelf is going to look when you've got the whole set. My Brother is a very moving book that was written after Jamaica Kincaid's own brother died from AIDS, and the book is full of difficult truths about the family and about how her brother's life turned out so differently from her own. Talk Stories is a collection of some of Kincaid's earliest writing, pieces that she wrote for the New Yorker's Talk of the Town when she first moved to New York. And finally, My Garden Book is an ode to Kincaid's biggest love, her garden. It's a really intimate and fun and playful book about gardens and the plants that fill them and the people that love them and keep them alive. And there may be more coming from Jamaica Kincaid, so watch this space. So this is my collection so far, and it is only going to keep growing. So leave me a comment below letting me know if you have discovered this wonderful writer yet. I would also love to know in the comments if there are any other authors that you would like to see me shine a spotlight on. I will leave a link here to a playlist of all of the other spotlight videos I have made, diving into the backlists of some of the most amazing authors on our list. Do click through and have a browse of that one, and I'll see you next time.